Welcome to the Leverage Show. This is Brett Ingram. I want to share with you today a very simple way to add on to whatever existing business model that you're using to create more sales, more customers, and more profit opportunities for your business. Now, in the online world, it works a little bit differently than it works in the offline world, but it will work in either case. And it's fantastic because you don't have to outlay any money in order to use it or to get started with it. It's something that you can start doing right away. Now, it is a longer term process in the sense that it's not likely something that you're going to start today and instantly start seeing sales tomorrow, but it will pay big time dividends over the years and months to come, repeatedly over and over and over again if you do this the right way. So in the online space, we basically call this joint venture partnering. And what do we mean by joint venture partnering? What we're basically talking about is when I launch a new digital product online, I don't spend even a single nickel on advertising. I don't buy paid ads. I don't do any sorts of advertising or promotions that cost me money up front. What I do is I go out and I get a bunch of partners that have a prospect base or a customer base that's very similar to what mine is. They want the same kinds of things. They invest in the same kinds of products. Now, sometimes these people can actually be flat out competitors. But if we're launching products at different times, it's fine because it doesn't really matter. Or they could be people that sell something that's complementary to what I sell, but their customer base is the same. That's the really important point here. The customer target market has to be the same because if it isn't, no matter how much support you get, it isn't going to help you. And the way we structure the deal is really simple. For every sale that they make, they get a percentage of that particular sale. So it incentivizes them to make sales because they get paid. But at the same time, we're not paying up front for that. So there's a little bit of risk on their part because if they promote it or they recommend this product to their customers and nobody buys it, well, they don't make any money. However, it's usually pretty cheap and easy in order to recommend something to your own customers. It's your customer list, right? So you've got it and you can talk to those people anytime that you want. Send them an email, talk to them when they come into the store, whatever the case may be. And so by structuring a business that way, the more partners you get, the more sales you make, and all of your products and all of your product launches become larger and larger. Now, let's talk about how this would work for physical products, because in the digital world, fairly standard, it's about 50%. So if I'm going to launch a new piece of software, I'm going to give my affiliates 50% of everything that they sell. Well, that's a lot if you're talking about some sort of a durable good that has a cost of goods sold associated with it. Obviously, you're not going to be able to give away 50% of the sale if your profit margin is only 20%. So it could be half of the profit. You could work out swaps where, let's say you're dealing in an offline business as opposed to online. If you're dealing with an offline business, it could be as simple as give me a handful of coupons for your store or your service, and I will give them out to people that come and support our business. I'm going to give you a stack of coupons or a stack of flyers or whatever, and you do the same thing. And then you could actually track what the results are that are coming from each effort. And you could just do it as a straight up swap where there's no money exchange whatsoever, or you could give them a percentage. If your profit margin is 20%, you could give them 5%, 10%, whatever it is. For every single business, it makes logical sense to do this on both sides. Because if you're the person that is structuring the deal, or you're the one who's going out to other people to try to make this happen, it makes sense because it's going to increase your sales. If you're the person who's receiving this offer, it makes sense because you can make more money for doing absolutely nothing. And the great part about it is there's no customer support, there's no technical support, there's nothing because you're making money basically as an affiliate. It's sort of like the affiliate marketing income plan or structure in terms of the way that it's set up. And so it can work with flyers, it can work with coupons, you can run promotions that way, you can run promotions to people's individual email lists where You create a promotional email for what you offer. They email it to all of their customers, and they say right in it, listen, you know, I want to introduce you today to, ABC Company. I've known the owner of ABC Company for X amount of years or whatever. This is the service they provide. I give them my highest recommendation. They do a great job. If you click here and make a purchase, you'll get a discount or whatever the case is. So you can do email swaps. You can do physical flyer swaps, coupon swaps. There are 1,000 different ways to do this. And if you have an online business, obviously you could do it directly through your website. You create a referral code and you allow other people to give out that referral code so they know what they're getting credit for. Now, if you're using digital products, it's even easier, as I mentioned, because you can literally go onto an online marketplace like clickbank.com or jvzoo.com. You can list your product there. You can set up the amount of commissions that are paid, and people can instantly get an affiliate link and start promoting it for you. And they only make money on what they sell. So you don't have any out-of-pocket expense to build an entire marketing plan this way. Now, again, whether you already advertise or whether you use word of mouth or however you do your existing sales, this can be added on. This isn't something that you need to replace your business with, but imagine if it generates an extra 10, 20, 30% of revenue or 10, 20, 30% of profits. How much of a difference would that make to your bottom line? And so it's just about sometimes thinking outside the box. If you are in a business where you actually ship physical products, let's say it's an online business, but you're shipping hand soaps all over the world. Fantastic way to do it. You don't have customers coming in and you probably have an email list, but another way you could do it is with every order. You could include a coupon for somebody else's business and you put that in the box. Now, instead of somebody just getting an email from you saying, hey, now they're getting a physical coupon, or even better, a sample. If somebody has samples of whatever product they sell, you can do this with samples as well. You could give out samples. So as a business owner, you want to look for offers that would be congruent for the customers that you have. If you are, operating an ice cream shop, if there's a bakery next door or down the street, that's a fantastic place to network with, because although they're both desserts, the fact of the matter is, I don't care who you are, you're not going to eat ice cream every day, and you're not going to eat baked goods every day, but you probably like sweets. So you can do both of those, right? If you operate a gym, then maybe, a health food store or a supplement store are great people to network with, or even a restaurant that makes like healthy meals or low fat, low calorie meals. Because any of those kinds of places, it's going to make a lot of sense to connect with them and work together. Now, if you've ever lived in the United States, or if you do live in the United States, I should say, and you've been around, you've probably seen maybe like a Dunkin' Donuts with a Blimpie or a Dunkin' Donuts with a Subway, and they sort of share a little tiny space. It's like a joint split restaurant. Why do you suppose they do that? Because it makes total sense. You cut your rent in half, you cut a lot off of your employee overhead, all of these expenses go way down, and you're getting people in there that are, sometimes buying the same kind of thing. They might come in more for breakfast if they want coffee. But at lunchtime, why should Dunkin' Donuts stop selling anything? Subway is going to sell a lot more subs at lunchtime. So by having those together and sharing the rent, it's a great way to be able to do that. So you can think outside the box, and there are 1,000 different ways you can apply this. You can apply this to advertising. You could share an ad with another business in your physical space. If you're going to put an ad in the paper, an ad in a magazine, you're going to advertise online. Why not make it a joint ad where you could split the cost? You could both advertise both of your businesses there, and who knows, maybe it really works out and you're able to benefit. So the important thing is avoid or break free from only the traditional ways to build and market a business. In the old days, you advertised somewhere or you cold called people, and that was really, you didn't have a lot of other options unless you were going to knock on doors. Nowadays, there are 1,000 different ways to do it. So get creative. Start thinking about ways that you can network with other businesses to tap into their customer base too, because it's a win-win situation. You're not asking for a handout. You're not asking for a freebie. You're giving value to get value. And so it's a fantastic way to do it. Reach out to other businesses. Think about what vertical you're in. Think about what your target market is. And then what other products do those people buy? If you don't know, ask them. Do a survey when people come in the door, or when they buy things, or when they opt in online for your mailing list, and find out what other products that they buy, what their demographics are. The better you know your customers, the more you can serve them anyway. And then you can start to network with businesses that make a lot of sense to connect with, and you'll be able to actually expand sales for everybody involved. It's a fantastic way to build your business. It's stress-free. If very little comes of it, it costs you nothing except a little bit of time, and it's always good to build relationships anyway. And like any skill, you get better and better at this in time. The first few times you reach out to somebody, they may not be that receptive. You might stumble. You might not really know what to tell them. You might not have a good pitch. But after you've done this a few times, you'll get really good at it. And then you'll start to be able to set up these relationships like that. And once you can show that you provide value, create a case study around that. You know, we drove an extra $28,000 worth of sales to Bob's Car Wash this month from our donut shop. You know what I mean? Bob's Car Wash sent us an extra, $15,000 in profits. Whatever the case is, that's a business model that you want to start tapping into right away, because it's something that you can add on to what you're already doing. It's really simple and it's really quick to set up. It's a great way to tap in to extra customers, sales, and profit. As always, if you have any questions or comments, share them with me at leverageshow.com or tweet them with #LeverageShow. And until next time, make it happen.